Well, here we are again, back to using the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 camera instead of my newly bought DJI Action 6. Why is that? Because the Action 6 is turning out to be a crap camera. I'm not sure if it's just a bad camera that I picked up, or just in general that DJI is putting out less than a proper product. I've watched videos and I've gotten a little bit of mix of both. Some people love it, some people hate it, you know, and there's a great possibility I might just have a bad sensor in this. For the ones that don't know me, my name's American Hobo. I ride in a bicycle around Southeast Asia, starting nearly, about a year ago. Just shy of a week or two from being a year. Using, believe it or not, the Osmo Pocket 3. The Osmo Pocket 3 is not an action camera, and I was very happy with the performance of the Pocket 3. The footage looked great in 4K, 25 frames per second, because we are in a spot that the lights run at 50 megahertz. So to avoid that flickering, you either set it at 25 for the natural motion blur, or 50, and that was something I had to learn along the way. So this not being in the Pocket 3 not being an action camera, it's not waterproof. It can take a tumble and take a break and stuff, but it has actually survived the elements. Lots of rain, lots of things, but me camping all the time. You can check out my last videos and see how much I've actually put this camera through. So I've been very happy with the DJI product, but that's when it comes to this one, and solely this one. Now that I decided to pick up something that was waterproof and that could take a drop, something that could be more rugged, now that my Pocket 3 is showing a few scars, I went ahead and made the purchase of the Action 6. No point in buying the 5 Pro when it's the last model, when it's just a little bit extra to get the newest model. But unfortunately, right off the bat, if you look at my last 3 videos, you'll notice that there's a banding going on the right-hand side of the screen, most visibly at the bottom right. But in some of the other videos, you can see it along the whole, I'd say, maybe a fifth of the screen. I don't know what's causing that, but it's set in natural light settings. The banding usually happens, from what I've read on the internet, in artificial lighting, and the shutter speed not being adjusted right and stuff. But these things should be already preset from the factory. You know, there is the video, if you look at my videos compared to other people that are also using the Action 6 videos, so look up a few Action 6 videos, and then compare it to my footage. My footage looks overexposed and that banding problem, and so I'm hoping that it can be fixed through some adjustments, lowering the contrast level a little, changing it. I've even heard changing it to a higher frame rate, because the lower frame rates, sometimes the action cams don't do well with that. But a lot of this just sounds like people are guessing, you know. I mean educated guessing, but like, well, maybe adjust this and do this and do this. So today, which was going to be a whole day of just exploring Bandung and looking around and filming, is going to be consumed with trying to figure out what's wrong with this. First, I'm going to take it to a camera shop, because a camera shop that repairs cameras are going to have a better idea of what's going on with the camera. Then I'll take it to the DJI authorized store and see what can actually, if the cameraman says, well, yeah, I think that's a sensor problem, I'll show some footage and stuff, and show him what's the problem is. He'll be able to say, yeah, I think you have a bad sensor. Then I can take it over to the DJI shop. But here comes the hiccup. The little road bump in the road is, I'm a traveler. I'm a full-time vagabond traveler riding my bicycle through Southeast Asia. I have a tent that I stay in, and I'm not in a tent. I'm in these cheap little hostels. So I can't carry around a whole bag full of boxes. I threw out the box. I don't know what happened to the receipt. I honestly, I don't know what happened to the receipt. This should all be done. Cereal and all that should be in their system. But they could be sticklers about, well, it needs to be sent back in the original box and it needs to have the receipt. And these are all could have, possibly, might happens. So I'm personally in, yeah, I know I'm going to get some people in the comments section. Well, why'd you do that? That's just stupid. You should at least hang on to it for at least a week. There, I beat you to it. Now you can't leave it in the comment section. I said it already. So anyway, I am in the worst possible position. I'm going to go down, camera shop first, then see what the DJI shop can do. And we'll see how the service is. Because I don't want to poo-poo all over DJI, even though the Action 6 seems like a rushed product, that they promised big things and delivered a very small package. So, yeah, you know, it's like well, anyway, watch a few videos on it and you'll understand what I'm talking about. Anyway, that's the plan for today. Unfortunately, Bandung, you're going to have to wait. I might miss Bandung just because I have to do these things. These things are frustrating. And I'm hoping that it doesn't have to be mailed in. Because if it has to be mailed in, then I'll be seeing a lot of Bandung. And yeah, because I'll be here for the next 2 weeks. Anyway, that's it, guys. That's 7 minutes of me blabbering. And now I'm going to get out there and see what can be done about this little POS. Let's go. No paintings. Oh, I love this wall. Well, it looks like Google Maps is taking me into a hidden gem here. It's just an alley it told me to get down to get to the camera store. Laundry shop. Ah, it's beautiful. Look at this. With all the plants. Wow. I love stumbling on little things like this. All right, right outside the alley here is the Morsi 15 service. This is the place I want to go to ask questions first because he definitely is going to have more knowledge than they will at the DJI shop. So just, hello, camera? No? Okay. You're not open today?
Jam seberapa?
10 o'clock. It's past 10 o'clock. Is it 10 o'clock? Okay, I'm trying to find out. So it's 11 o'clock now. Just using Google Translate from one of the locals here. It sounds like he's on the train now, but probably won't get here till about 12 o'clock. So that's in about an hour. So I'll come back, try back here in an hour. I'm going to start looking up places to actually mail this out if I need to mail it out. Yeah. And also I'm going to test it. I changed some settings yesterday, so I'm going to see if I'm still getting that problem. So I've been using this, and this is great. But then I got, but not waterproof. So yeah, everybody. What was your name?
Arif.
Arif?
Arif.
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 Arif. He's been very helpful. He thinks it's a sensor too because of being out in the natural light and stuff. He's the one that owns the camera store here. Nice camera store, by the way. Very nice guy. So, yeah. So my next step is to actually go see what can be done about it if it is a sensor. And you think it's in the service center is probably, yeah, Jakarta. And I just came from Jakarta. I hope it's not one of those things where I have to take a trip back. But yeah, thank you so much, man. You've been very helpful.
You're welcome.
And yeah, so unfortunately, I just got a bad product. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. American Hobo, sir?
Yeah.
Yes, I subscribe.
Yeah. You went to here. Take a picture.
Oh yes. I subscribe.
Yeah. Oh, I don't got my mic. Hope it comes out okay.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much, my brother. Now we're testing the audio on this. I should have my mic on, but you know, that's one of the reasons I replaced it. Okay, now it's next steps next. He thinks it's a sensor. This is kind of throwing a bad wrench into my travels because it's one of those things. It's an expensive item. I need to get it done, but it's also going to prevent me from traveling through Indonesia. It really is. I mean, it's going to at least eat up one of my extensions. So yeah, it's gonna eat up at least one. You know, I have one more extension after this on my C1 visa, but it's gonna prevent me from doing a lot of exploring Indonesia. So unfortunately, it's very disheartening that these things happen, and you know, it is what it is, right? Okay. All right, we're here where the DJI shop's at, so let's go see what can be done here. All right, we're here at the DJI shop. See what can be done. Well, I'm stopping here to get something to eat at the Subway. I decided I felt like a sandwich. I haven't had a sandwich in a long time. DJI shop with a kind of a language barrier there. I hope I'm getting sent in the right direction because I asked, is there a service DJI service center around here? And he said no. And I said, well, where's the closest one? And he said, not in Bandung. And he was like, no. And then when he showed me what the service center is, he kind of has me in Bandung still. So, I mean, it's about 5 kilometers away from here. I'm going to go there. It's called CCHSNI. I hope it's a DJI service center. Otherwise, I wouldn't know why he was sending me there. Hopefully, I can figure out what's going on with this. Like I said, this is trying to get this done so I can get back on the road. So, anyway, I'm going to eat. And because I have a feeling it's going to be a long day today. We're approaching the HSNI, where the DJI shop sent me. Here it is. I'll go in and see. Hopefully someone there can speak English where I don't have to use Google Translate. So I'm here trying to find out what type of services they might offer. It doesn't look like they're an actual service shop where they would actually fix anything. I think this is strictly one of those places that just sends it in to DJI because DJI usually offers a free mailing service, so this is probably one of those places. I've ran a few tests using my Action 6 earlier today, and I was going over some of the footage that I actually shot, and it looks like on the bottom I did about 4 or 5 shots with the image adjustments that I did. I don't really like the color so much. It's a little darker, but one thing is the permanent artifact, which you would call with banding. If the sensor was actually damaged, you'd usually have a permanent artifact. So the fact that the artifact went away, the banding on the right hand side, that's a very good indication that it's not a damaged sensor, because if it was a damaged sensor, it would just be permanent, no matter how much you adjust your... This is what I've been Googling all day today and trying to read and discover. So because of this, I might not, you see, no banding, in similar like conditions that I had the other day. So I might continue on, just keep it. And later on, if I start noticing the banding, even with the adjustments within where I set the adjustments that I set, the new, like I turned the F, well, anyway, I'll tell you later what all the the adjustments that I made. And but for right now, yeah, I'm just going to see what they actually offer here, and then I'll probably keep my camera. I don't want to mail it in because I can just mail it in later. You know, it's a 1-year warranty, and I can run it on the new settings and see how it treats me. All right, that's it. Okay, that's that. Yeah, they're just a mailing center. They don't actually do any of the, they don't actually, there's the name. They don't actually do any of the Jakarta is the only place in all of Indonesia, which is kind of like, that's what the website says. That's an authorized service center. So the smaller areas like this, they just box it up and send it out. And it takes 2 weeks to 1 month, 1 month to get back. And yeah, when I don't have the time to do that, that would throw a wrench in all my travels. And since it's just going to be mailed off to Jakarta, the only choice I would have to do, I'm not going to ride back to Jakarta. One, it's probably a problem that I don't have my receipt too. And the adjustments did seem to get rid of it. So I'm going to run with the camera and just keep messing with the settings. And it's too bad that those settings are like that coming right out of, right out of DJI. That's kind of a letdown that DJI would, let it, leave its factory floor, in such a crap condition. Because I'm not a camera expert by any means. So adjusting the settings, I'd rather just have everything on the factory auto set, and just like this. This came out perfectly. The Pocket 3 was perfect, with everything set on auto. So anyway, all it means is I have to be a little more professional. I got to learn more about the settings and adjusting my settings and stuff. So anyway, back at it. I'm heading back towards my side of town. And yeah, that's it for the day, guys. Hey, I'm gonna jump in here real quick, and I wrote down all the things that I changed here on my settings just to go over them real quick. And these are from watching videos and trying to figure out what to do. So first thing I did was I took the bit rate and I set it to high. The problem about this is it causes overheating, or it can cause the camera to run hotter, but I set it to high. And then I turned on a toggle switch. One of the settings is video quality priority. So I turned that on, but that also causes the battery to drain faster and also overheating. But other than that, I'm shooting it in 4K 16:9, 50 frames per second, because one of the videos that I watched said action cameras in general have a hard time filming at the lower frame rates. I don't know if that's true, but so I adjusted from 25 frame rates because a lot of people like the lower frame rates because of natural blur. I went to the higher one, to 50 frames per second. Other than that, the variable aperture, I set it from auto f2.0 through f4.0, so to f2.8, so I adjusted it higher to 4.0. What this does is kind of gets rid of the background blur and makes more the depth more clear. So everything in the background is going to be a lot clearer. I like that anyway. I don't like the natural blur that you get from like the Pocket 3 and stuff. I like everything to be clear in the environment because, well, I'm going through nature. Nature looks nice, Anyway, other than that, on the image adjustment, I took down the sharpening, which is called texture on the Action 6 to -1. I did noise reduction, which is noise visual, not audio, noise reduction to -1. And then the exposure I set at 0.3 EV. And then on the white balance, for the test that I did shoot, I actually set the white balance from auto because it has a sensor in front, a color sensor to 56 to manual to 56K. So it was set at 56K. But the thing it does is it makes like this room right here turn like really orange. It doesn't look good until you go outside. And with the lighting, more of the natural lighting, like right here, seems to be what I actually have problems with. It drops down to like, the auto drops down to like, what is it, about 38K or something like that. So yeah, so it works good. Anyway, I took 56K because of advice from a video I got watched. So this is just something I'm going to be messing around with, and the white balance especially, because I prefer to leave it on auto. But if that's the thing that's causing the problem, is that it's not adjusting right and it's causing that banding on the side, I don't know. These are things I'm gonna have to learn as I go along. But yeah, those are the changes I made. That's all I can think of right now. I gotta go out and shoot some more tests. And I'm gonna put in right now all the video tests that I actually took, and you can see for yourself that I was able to get rid of the banding on the side. So what does that mean? It means most likely it's not a bad sensor, it's just bad settings from the factory. Thanks a lot, DJI. Anyway, I guess it does one thing. It forces me to learn these things, but being a newbie when it comes to the camera world, Pocket 3 was my first one. This is my first action camera. It's very intimidating to run into something where right out of the box you expect it to work properly and have all the best settings set, you know. Why would it come out of the box and just have some terrible settings that everybody actually has to adjust themselves? Especially when a lot of these settings are universal, like taking your image adjustment on the sharpness to -1. Almost everybody does that. I mean, I'm gonna find a few people like, I don't do that, but anyway, guys, thanks for sticking with me. And I'm gonna run out and do some tests. So everything right now, here on out, is the test shots I shot with this thing. So see for yourself. All right, I'm trying to do some natural light settings here. Since I have a little bit of a banding problem, it's usually down in the lower right-hand corner. So that would be this side. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Okay, this is test number 2. I'm gonna try and find some background here, full light. Okay, test number 3. Okay, lighting test. It should be down on that side. I'm down here at the local park here. It's in the evening, so I figured I'd come out and do a little sightseeing before tomorrow comes around. And this is just kind of cool. Stumbled into this. Like I said, this is walking distance. I just walked from my hostel out here. Anyway, yeah, it's nice.
Ini anak buah kita. Git. Kita. Motornya?
Ayah.